Unanswered questions about Michael Myers.
Number 1. Is John Tate dead in Resurrection? I find it really odd the way this scene is shot. This is particularly a blink and miss it moment, so not only do you have a rundown Laurie cosmetically, but also a crumpled up picture on the wall. And if you look real close right here, Laurie Strode is crying. But what's very odd about this is that the John Wayne Gacy wannabe claims that Michael killed 4 students in 1998. But that's not the case. Michael only killed 2 students at Hillcrest, Sarah and Charlie. There's no way they can include Jimmy and Tony from this. There wasn't students at Hillcrest. Matter of fact, they was almost on the other side of the country. So since the events of Halloween H2O, Michael's had another additional couple of years to do whatever the f he wants. It's really not that far-fetched to say if Michael could find Laurie, who faked her death, relocated at the other side of the country, changed her name at this very secluded job, who's to say he can't track down John? If you're new to the series, ladies and gentlemen, we have one rule. Can't break this fourth wall. Deleted scenes, novelizations, continuity, production errors, that's not allowed. Let's have some fun. Number 2. Is the nation aware of Michael Myers? From the statements of the John Wayne Gacy Great Value version and the nurses, it seems like everybody's consensus is they know Michael's still out and about, like he's still at large. Like they are fully aware that Michael was responsible for the killings of Halloween H2O, and they are aware that Michael switched out suits with the paramedic, framing him so they can walk away scot-free.
Michael Myers was believed to be dead, then killed 4 students. Hillcrest Academy, 1998, has been missing. Unheard of last 3 years.
Her brother finally found her. Tracked her down to the school where she was working.
Why didn't the paramedics say something?
His larynx had been crushed.
But if that's the case, was there absolutely no protest from the community about having a whole bunch of college students filming the Myers house? Knowing Michael is out in the world, and these people have the balls to go film a movie inside of his house. That didn't bring up any concerns? Nobody tried to veto this? The community, college students, the police, family of the victims who was involved? Like, hey, this is probably not a good idea. Nobody protested? Or is it all just hearsay? So what do you think, chat? Do they know Michael Myers is still out there? And are they dumb enough to go ahead and do this? It is a horror movie. Number 3! What is Michael gonna do now that the Myers house is gone? Ever since the first movie in 1978, we know what Michael likes to do. He likes to go home. That's his safe haven. That's his territory, that's his throne. He'll go in there and chill the fuck out. As long as he's in there and nobody else is in there, chances are nobody's getting killed. Except for maybe dogs. And in this fucking movie, rats. So to talk about this ending a little bit, we know that Michael is in fact not dead and he wakes up inside of the morgue. But think about it. He doesn't have his sacred house to go home to now. Michael going home is what Michael does. Even though this does retcon the Thorn trilogy, it's still Michael's MO. Halloween 5, Michael goes home. Halloween 6, Michael goes home. After finally killing Laurie, guess what? He goes home. And judging by the movie, we can see that he's been living under the house. But now, that's no longer an option. So what's he gonna do? Be a squatter at an old abandoned house and become a homeless bum? Are they trying to sprinkle in a little bit of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 here? Fuck that, let's move on. I lost count. What will come of Dangertainment? Now, I'll be the first to say, this movie's definitely on the bottom of my list. I think the movie's soulless. As much as I love Busta Rhymes, I love his music. He can't act what the fuck, especially during this movie.
Motherfucker.
But think about it. The whole world saw Michael Myers. All of these murders inside his house was live streamed. What happened to him was live streamed. Michael burning up. Question is Freddy gonna capitalize on this? Think about it. He set up this whole ordeal inside the Myers house, right? He's the owner of Dangertainment. He said it himself in this movie multiple times, hey, I'm doing this for the damn money. Can you imagine the publicity he's gonna get off of this? One of 2 survivors of another Michael Myers attack. Michael murders the autopsist. He is once again scot-free. Out in the world. Hiding in the shadows. He could be anywhere at Haddonfield. So I'm sure there's going to be a nationwide manhunt for this man once again. But, back to my question. What's going to become of the Dangertainment? Now, Freddy did have a little bit of a character arc at the end. It's like, fuck these cameras. We're not dancing for him anymore. We truly know what Michael Myers is about. But do you really think he's going to walk away from the story now that he's a megastar? Not only did he have his 15 minutes of fame from surviving the attack, now this thing is nationwide full blown. He's going to be the biggest star in the world, whether he likes it or not. Is he going to ignore it all? I doubt it. In my opinion, he's going to bring Dangertainment back. He's going to do these interviews. He's going to write these books, first-hand accounts, paparazzi. That's what he wants. I mean, he did Kung Fu Michael Myers and kick his ass. Can't believe I'm saying that. So is Freddy above all this? Is he going to look the other way and say, f the fame? Or is he going to dive into his original goal of getting that money? What's going to become of Dangertainment?
Number 5, little mama.
Why did Michael give Harold the knife? Did he really do this to frame him? Most people would say yes, and that would be the logical answer. But there's more to that answer than just yes. So Michael finally gets his target, Laurie Strode, right? That's been his sole mission for the past 20-something years. And he finally succeeded. At the end of the day, why would Michael Myers give a fuck if people know it's him or not? I mean, judging by the opening of the movie, everybody knows it's Michael. Everybody knows what happened in 1998 in Hillcrest, about what he did and framing the paramedic. The nurses believe it, John Wayne Dickey believes it, and throughout the movie, he really doesn't give a fuck that he's on camera broadcasting to the world. So the framing angle really doesn't sit well with me. I mean, sure, it's possible, but is it more of Michael passing the torch, saying, hey, I'm done. This is all I ever wanted to do was kill Laurie. I've done that. So I'm going to go home and live out the rest of my days. If people did not invade his territory in this movie, for one, we wouldn't have a movie. But would Michael just sit and chill? Who would be his next target? Would there be a next target? Now, I'm sure somewhere along the line, there's going to be these dumbass teenagers to break in, try to get some on Halloween. They're going to get their shit sliced up. But if not, I think Michael's true intentions are just going home, relaxing, and calling it a day. So what's the real meaning behind him handing over the knife? Is it framing? Sure. Or is it to say, game over, ring the bell, close the curtains, hang up the gloves? Number 6! Was Michael really living in the sewers? It's like somebody did this before Halloween Ends did. It's really a shame that we didn't get more of this scene right here, which I'll post right here. This is about the only room that wasn't staged by Freddy and Dangertainment. Everything else in the house is props, Halloween decor, to sell the idea that this house hasn't been touched in years. Yeah, bullshit. But this room right here, legit hasn't been touched. This is Michael's room. We see that Michael sleeps in bed. We see the picture of Laurie Strode there. So we can see a little bit of his obsession with Laurie. We also see that Michael has burners down there. So he cooks things like rats. And a small little tie-in to expand this idea is this right here.
That's strange. It smells fresh.
Yeah, it does.
I find that kind of odd. I could see Freddy and them buying some old ass furniture and making the house look dirty and old. But I'm pretty sure they're not gonna go to fucking Walmart and buy brand new spices to put in these old ass jars. We can see that Michael cooks. He has burners right here. So has Michael been hiding the past 20-something years under this house? Putting seasoned salt and paprika on fucking rats and eating them? Looks like it to me. But that begs the question, so Michael doesn't steal food. He steals seasoning. What? How can Michael access the house so fast in and out, but these dumbass teenagers can't? We see multiple instances where Michael goes outside to inside, but yet these teenagers cannot get out of this house. Like, are these doors locked from the outside? What? Even if that's the case, perfect scenario right here. When Freddy goes, chicka-wah, to Michael Myers and kicks his ass out the window, and Michael's being hung by the camera, he cuts the rope, then boom, he's back into the house. And then when Sarah emerges from the tunnels, Michael's chasing her. But instead of going up the same thing she did, in just a matter of seconds, he's outside the house coming into the garage. Now this idea is already dumb. The only thing I really like about Halloween Resurrection is you get a full tour of the Myers house. The kitchen, the living room, upstairs, downstairs, the basement, the secret rooms that lead to the fucking tunnels. And I find that dope. But with the house being boarded up, these teenagers, they can't open doors. They can't break through the windows. But somehow, Michael can. So how? Did Michael snag the keys off somebody? Does Michael have another secret exit nobody knows about? Wherever this exit is, allows him to access the house like that. But yet, not one of those 6 students can get out of there. Plus Freddy. So guys, how the hell did Michael do it? How? Is he fucking Houdini? Can he teleport? Was Michael abused as a child? One thing we know for a fact is that this whole house is staged. Other than Michael's room, Donna discovers. However, what's really cool about this question is there's a version of this film out there, and I will do a video on this eventually. There's a special version of this movie, of the UK box edition. You get extra scenes, expanded scenes, new material, new angles. It's nothing but the webcam version of the movie. Everything cinematic has been cut out. Now my whole point about this is separating the bullshit props. You actually get to see real photos of Michael when he was a baby and a kid, as a child. What's odd about this is in these expanded scenes, you get photos of what looks like that same exact high chair they found in the kitchen. So is there a little bit of truth about the abusive relationship Michael could have had with his parents? About the high chair? About being locked in the basement? They don't touch on this enough to confirm this, but it is hinted in the movie. But it's really hinted in the webcam version that most people don't even know about. So we truly don't know the extent of abuse and neglect, if there was any. Was he evil from the start? Are they really to blame? What if Michael was a fucking problem child? Do you guys remember the trailer to this movie? Will you see that old family video and Michael Myers is doing his own thing and he turns around and he's got the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes? What if Michael was always this way? What if Michael was a problem child from day one? Did they do that for their safety? If nothing else about this movie proves one thing, it's this. If you consider this movie canon, which I disown it, is that Michael had issues before the night of 1963. He didn't just snap one day out of the blue. This film bangs the idea in your head that something was wrong with Michael way before that night ever happened. So where did it all start? Did it happen because of the abuse, the neglect, or did they do this for their safety? What do you think, chat?
I'll have 2 number 9s.
Why the fuck are they all meeting at Freddy's hotel? This is the most awkward thing ever. These are college students. Could Freddy not be like, hey, Haddonfield University, can we borrow your theater room or your conference room? Can we borrow your classroom for an hour? But Freddy's like, nah, come meet me at this raggedy ass Shady hotel and I'll explain everything. Like, come on, Freddy, have some professionalism. Have some courtesy. And if you work with the university, if you're not already, you can probably get some funding behind this. But again, that stems back to the question, did nobody fucking protest this idea? But if not, you can at least ask to use the school's resources instead of using this fucking run-down hotel. What the fuck is going on with this movie? I don't know, I'm glad it's over. I watched this movie for y'all, so give me some credit here. How in the hell did you not see that body? The security guard, as much as I like his character, has to be completely blind. Matter of fact, the way he's positioned, he wouldn't have to step over his body to open up that washer, see the head in there, because as soon as he does that, he does this. And the body's there with the pool of blood. I mean, did Michael just throw it down there while he was up there doing his one-arm chin-ups with a fucking body? I mean, damn. Michael's turned into fucking Lou Ferrigno. That's either godlike trickery from Michael or just the most gullible security guard of all time. It's probably a good mix of both. Bonus question! How did nobody hear Bill screaming? We already got a few false alarms from Jen being a complete bitch and pulling pranks on people. But shortly after that, when Bill's death occurs, when Michael bursts through that mirror, Bill is screaming at the top of his lungs. They're both scrambling around. Michael's stabbing that mother, but yet nobody hears it. There's 5 other people in the house. If you can hear Jan all the way upstairs, how could you not hear Bill in the other room? Did they think, oh, there's Bill doing his thing? They didn't even acknowledge Bill. Not the sounds, not the scuffle, not the murder, nothing. Fuck Bill. But that's going to wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick with me. You know I appreciate it. I love you all. Until next time, which I'll probably see you in Friday the 13th series. 10 unanswered questions. 10 things I can't explain. I'll see you then. I love you all. Adios.